Welcome to another episode of Mastermind Bites. Hi, my name is Fong. I'm an entrepreneur, business strategist, real estate investor, speaker, and also a best-selling author. And every single day, I help others unlock the potentials and guide them to succeed. Today on Mastermind Bites, I get to feature another incredible individual. And the reason why I have this show is because over the last few years, I've had the privilege and the honor to meet some incredible people, some masters of their skill set, some celebrities, some athletes, some very phenomenal, successful individuals, and got to hear their stories, learn from them, be in their presence, and just hear how they became successful, how their companies become successful. And I want to share those lessons learned with you so that we can put those into our daily lives and also into our business lives as well. Well, today I get to feature the amazing Don Bell. He is the co-founder of the airline WestJet, and it has been an amazing company. It's done very, very well. And it was no wonder why WestJet was successful. It's because their culture. It's because the experience. It's because of that wow effect that they gave their clientele and their guests over and over and over again. And hearing the story, listening to him speak, listening to Don Bell talk about how they actually came up with the concept, came up with the culture, came up with the experience and what they wanted to change, it was no wonder why WestJet was so different and why it was so successful. I remember my very first time on WestJet after many, many years on Air Canada and all these other airlines. They're all kind of the same. Until I went on that first trip on WestJet, I'm like, I've never heard this company before. Why not? The price was good and it served its purpose. I got on and right away I noticed a difference. The crew was so friendly. And instead of listening to all those rules about buckling up your seatbelt, pulling down the mask and all that kind of stuff, which was sometimes very, very boring, what they did was completely different. They actually mixed it into the lyrics of a song and they sang it and they had a dance to it. It has a whole different thing. I'm like, this is a lot different than all the other airlines. I've never seen this before. I'm actually engaged and interested in listening to these rules again. And then after a while, it turns out it was somebody's birthday on the flight. And the crew actually came out and sang happy birthday, did another dance, and did all these little games too. I'm like, wow, this was completely different. What an experience. I would like to go on to WestJet all the time from now on if I could. And the thing is, it was easy on the pocketbook as well. So it was a great experience. The culture, it looked like the crew was having a great time. They were having fun. They engaged with the clients and also the guests. And it was so much fun just being in that flight. So after that, I'm like, I will always remember and consider WestJet because it was a great option to go on. Now, listening to Don Bell talk about how they came up with the culture, how they put the company together, it was no wonder why some of these things have come up because he just wanted to make that change for that industry. He wanted to add so many different things that he thought would have made the experience so much better. And sure enough, he did. And that's why WestJet was so successful. Now, there are 5 things I really want to point out because I think these 5 things is integral as to why WestJet is so successful. And therefore, we could take these 5 things and implement it into our daily lives and also our businesses as well. Number 1, the first thing is you want to take a trademark and move it into a trust mark and move it into a love mark. And that is just the whole brand of WestJet. First of all, you want to have WestJet as a trademark. Then you want people to trust it. Then you want people to love it. It is the greatest form of branding. It's basically branding by advocacy. You want people to start saying, hey, you got to go with WestJet. Hey, this is a great brand. Go with it. And that's what he wanted to achieve. And what he really realized was that as long as you're transparent and you have good communications, then that relationship with your crew would be much stronger. People are able to trust you better. And then from there, the empowerment comes and then accountability comes and then it would actually take care of the clients and guests. And that's why when you have the right people in place, sometimes they interview many times before they bring on that crew, bring on that right person onto the team because they know those are the people that they want to build that company with. And once you have the right people in place, then you build that trust. That trust leads to how they take care of the guests and the customers. So really taking the trademark into a trust mark, into a love mark is something that he absolutely embodied. He absolutely wanted to make that trust there, make sure that people love that experience. And number one thing, is taking care of your own people. And sure enough, he did that, or else they wouldn't come on and sing and dance and do all these little creative things to make the experience absolutely amazing. Number two is keeping it simple. You have to take away the complications. When things are too complicated, people don't want to be involved. The saying is, the confused buyer would not buy. He takes out the complications, make it simple so that it's straightforward and fast and easy. One of the things that he was very, very frustrated at when he was a pilot for an industry, and also he was also flying on different airlines, was that the check-in process was so long. He goes, my name's only 4 letters long. How come it takes so long to find my account? So he did away with tickets. He made the sign in, the login, whole experience so much faster so that it takes out the complications and keeping it simple. When you keep things simple, you can kind of really focus on the one-to-one relationship, the client experience, and also the your own cruise experience as well. So keeping it simple. Number 3 is they always have this culture within them of being a small company. And he has this mindset, no matter how many people is in this company, he always views it as a small company. He always had this model saying that, yes, we are a small company with lots and lots of people in it. And therefore that keeps that good culture in there, that keeps it nice and simple again. They make sure that they deal with their crew first, their team first, their employees first, so that it carries on to their guests and their client experiences. So keeping that culture was very, very important to him because he started this whole company focusing on that culture of customer and client experiences. Number 4 is that he didn't set out to make lots of money. In fact, there's a saying about how do you become a millionaire? By being a billionaire and buying an airline, right? Because most airlines actually lose money. So he actually set out to make a great airline. He went out there to make a great business, focusing on the experiences, finding out how to Walmartization on the industry so that he's able to profit, but still maintain it to be a great company, making sure that the lower the cost of the ticket price because increase the amount of ridership and what that balance is. And then also, again, focusing on that customer experience, that guest experience, so that it's able to be successful. And when he wasn't focused on the money part, he just wanted to make a great airline. He just wanted to make an airline that he would like to be a part of, that he would like to fly in. So when he put himself into the customer's shoes, he wanted to make sure that the customers are taken care of first, and therefore that's how it became very, very successful. And then number 5 is the choice of words that you use in your company is very, very important. The first thing he did was he did away with the word policy, because he couldn't stand going up to a desk and then saying an issue. For instance, oh, I lost my bag, what's going to happen? And then somebody goes, well, our policies is blah, 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 blah. Once you slap out the policy out there, it feels like there's nothing that you can do about it. So he did away with the policies and he came out with promises. And when he realized the frustrations that lots of guests had about the policy of not replacing bags or not compensating for lost bags and all that kind of stuff, he made a promise that if bags are lost, they will replace and also compensate for it. He made promises throughout the entire company instead of policies, because policies has this negative connotation to it. So therefore, he did away with policies. He didn't want to have that feel of corporate. He didn't want to have that feel of a big company. He didn't want to have that feel of that negativity when people hear the word policy slapped into their space. So therefore, he twisted around and used the word promise instead. There's another thing on his planes. Every plane on WestJet has the decal that says WestJet cares, because he feels that simplifies everything. Remember, we talked about keeping it simple, and we talked about the trademark to trust mark to love mark. Well, he believed in the client experience, and therefore, when he thinks about WestJet cares, it embodies everything. He wants to make the experience remarkable. He wants to make the experience a wow experience, and therefore, by making sure that people see that WestJet cares, it kind of gives that message that they will take care of you. They will take care of their clients, they will take care of their employees, they will take care of their team, but they will for sure take care of your experience. So I thought those 5 things was absolutely important for the success of WestJet. And therefore, those are 5 things that I really think would be very important to your success and also your business success as well. So once again, number 1 is bringing your company from just a trademark to a trust mark to a love mark, for a brand to be advocated, to be a brand to be loved. And by focusing on the experience, focusing on your crew's well-being and making sure that there's a trust there and moving that forward so that they would then take care of your clients. It will take care of itself. Number 2 is keeping things simple. Take out the complications. Number 3, always think like a small group, a small company, but have lots of people in there so that you can maintain that culture that you've always wanted to have. Number 4 is that not out there to make money. You want to be out there to make the great company. You will be out there to make the great experience. Focus on all that stuff, the money will come in. For instance, I know a lot of very successful coaches and also a lot of successful companies is that if they take care of their clients first, the money will come. And then number 5, be careful of what words you use. Take out those negativity words, take out those policy words, take out those corporate words, and replace it with words that are more engaging. Replace it with words that are more positive. For instance, in his case, instead of policies, use promise. Instead of in some cases, we have instead of using those negativity words, find those positive words so that you're able to get that client experience out there. And of course, when he has a great slogan called WestJet Cares, it really goes a long way. So those are the 5 things. And I hope you learned something here today on Mastermind Bites. And if you enjoyed this episode, there's a lot of great episodes on Mastermind Bites from before. And of course, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. I love seeing those comments. If you like this show, there's a lot of other shows on my channel, which is the Peak Potential Success Show, the Make More Mind Bites, and also Unlocking the Mind Behind Make More Work Less. So until next time, today is the day to unlock your potential. We'll see you later.